Good morning, everybody. Steve Fletcher with the Trumpet for My People. Today's January 29th, 2022. And I want to share a piece of this program that Stewart Best, Larry Taylor did last night on Night Shadows. They had author Dan Holdings. Dan Holdings works with Steve Quayle and has produced movies and is an author. And this program was starting. I want to share this with you guys because it's kind of interesting. As I started listening to this, my wife was close to me in the room, and I said, "Listen, honey, I'm going to be on the radio." And she said, "Really?" I said, "No, I'm just kidding." But it's Stewart Best, my good buddy Stewart Best, and Larry. They're doing their program, and but I'm just going to listen to it. So anyway, about 12 or 13 minutes into the program, they mentioned me. Okay, and so I was pretty surprised that they mentioned me, and I was also surprised that Dan Holdings, who is a movie producer and an author and works with Steve Quayle, he knows who I am. He knows who I am. So that was very interesting. I just want to share this clip with you. Now he is letting people know through this clip that there's something very interesting that I'm pointing to coming up here in February and March. So what I want to do is I want to show you what Larry said and what Stewart said about me, and then I want to go over what I'm sharing about February and March. The reason I'm watching more so March, not February, but more so March, as to when things may kick off in Ukraine, and it could be the beginning of the Great Tribulation, could be the rapture of the church. That's what we're watching for. But anyway, listen to what Stewart and shares, and then I'll come back.
Yes. Yeah. We're still getting people who say, "Oh, it's 50 years away yet." The signs would indicate otherwise. And I don't think the Lord plays with signs. And we've had so many of them, from the two comets to the two lunar tetrads to the star sign and the Revelation. And all of this stuff is, and ever since then, it's just been sign after sign after sign, writing on the wall, writing on the wall. Jonah, there were two signs about Jonah. You remember? I don't know if you remember, but the fisherman that got swallowed by a whale off Cape Cod, and then a week later was a kid who got buried in the rubble at that Miami tower collapse, and guess what his name was? He was the first one rescued, Jonah. So we had two Jonahs, and then we had the writing on the wall over in Jerusalem with the plants writing a message on the wall. So and on and on and on it goes, and most people are not paying any attention to it at all. And it's just amazing what's happening, and it's speeding up. I think we're right on the verge now. People are pointing to March now, and are you familiar with Steve Fletcher at all, Dan?
I know the name.
Well, you got to give him credit. He never gives up. He's high watch times and all this. But he has indicated something that was really, really interesting. He's got a new blog up, or a new link up for his videos. He's on YouTube, and pointing out that in February and March are really very high watch times. And I know Larry said something about, what was that, Larry, that Putin might start this in mid-February or something?
Okay, so wasn't that interesting? I am very honored to be able to be mentioned like that on a radio program, to be recognized not only to the messages that I share, but now to a specific time frame where people can be aware of what is happening, maybe coming up here in February and March. Okay, now, so what I wanted to do real quickly after I received a recognition by Stewart on his radio program, I want to just let everybody know, okay, this has only been about 2 days, okay, I've been sharing about this. 2 days ago, I gave this first message here, my next watch time, and then I have shared 5 more different videos. And what I've done is I'm just sharing little pieces at a time, starting out with the first piece of understanding that I received, and then how this is kind of building on it. So if you wanted to watch the videos, what I'm sharing about Purim between March 16th and the spring equinox on March 20th, even as far as March 22nd. I mean, we have a 7-8 day window from March 16th to March 22nd. Very high watch time. It has to do with Purim. It has to do with the plan of the Antichrist to annihilate the Jews. It's 2,300 days from the Paris climate agreement that happened in December of 2015. 2,300 days, just as it says in the book of Daniel. And that's how I began getting this understanding. So there's this first video here, my next watch time, a perspective on why I'm watching Purim, last Sabbath of winter, Denver Bunker Day, March 19th, 7 years to the end, talks about the total solar eclipse that happened in between the lunar tetrad. It's March 20th, 2015. We have a 7-year warning from this central focal point of the lunar tetrad. Then we have the time when kings go to war. The Bible talks about the springtime. So we have the end of winter, last Sabbath of winter. We have the beginning of spring. The Bible says this is the time kings go to war. Okay, and then we have the whole idea of the full moon. The trumpet blows, and the good man returns at the full moon. This is all scripturally proven. The trumpet blows, and the good man returns. Of course, we are seeking understanding, and we're giving our own interpretations, our understanding based on what we have understood. Okay, so there's, we're not trying to say that this has to be or will be the day for anything, but we're showing patterns and the way the Lord is leading, how we're getting all of this information. So what I would suggest, if you want to get up to speed, if you haven't watched these videos, watch them in order from the first that I did to the last. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Just to let you know, that's only 23, 28, 30, 42, 50 minutes, okay? If you watched all 6 of these, it would only take 50 minutes, okay? So it's not a huge amount of time. Little pieces are being added, and then soon, over the next days, as I get more information, then what I'm going to do is that I'll compile all of this and I'll put it into one video, and make it a longer, full explanation video, okay? And so I will leave the links for you in order from my first video to my last video. I'll leave that in the first pinned comment. I'll leave it in the description box, okay? And if you want to then go back and watch them in order, I think that would be a great benefit. So I just wanted to take this opportunity to add on to what Stewart shared. Thank you, Stewart. I actually shared the video of Stewart before he was going to do his program, just letting everybody know this looks like a great program tonight. Everybody tune in, and I shared that on my channel. And then I was quite surprised to hear that I was mentioned on there. So I hope this helps. We're doing our best to get the word out in any way we can. I believe this is my calling, to be a trumpet for God's people, the sign of his coming revealed. We're learning and seeing things one step at a time. Obviously, it's better to go in baby steps, little steps at a time, rather than to say 10 years ago, let's watch 2022. I mean, we didn't know that. And nobody would have understood that, and nobody would have been able to see the importance of that. But now that we are here, and we are on the verge, really, of nuclear war, World War III could begin at any time, there's a biblical understanding to why this may begin at the end of winter, at the beginning of spring, when kings go to war. So, I pray you're blessed. This is Steve Fletcher with the Trumpet for My People, the sign of his coming revealed.